Like and subscribe. I want to get straight to this. I saw the video with the with black people defending themselves, but not something that I'm. This is not new to me. But what caught me off guard was when I heard a comment that that a black person said we're fighting back now or something to that extent. And what I want to say is, don't get it twisted. Black people, we have always fought back. If we had not fought back, we would be slaves to this day. You see, we weren't freed from slavery. We won the war against, we won the war to get our freedom. We won the war against slavery. That's why we are free. The Republican Party didn't free us. The Democratic Party didn't free us. It was a war. Just like just like America freed the Jews from Germany, we freed ourselves from slavery. Because the battle for the Civil War, that really started about 2 years before it was declared a war. And there was a white man named John Brown who who helped to who fought for our freedom before the Civil War. And then you have a black man, Nat Turner, who fought for our Civil War. Then you've heard of Frederick Douglass. He beat up his slave master. He escaped to the North by forging the documents of a seaman. See, back in those days, white people, not all white people could read, but and a lot of black people escaped from slavery with forged documents. And even if one of those so-called patrols stopped them, the white patrol that eventually turned into the Ku Klux Klan, even if one of them stopped them, a slave could pull out, if he could write his own pass and show it to him. Most of them couldn't read anyway. And so a lot of slaves were freed that way. But the point I want to make is that black people, we've always fought for our freedom. Even when every riot you hear about, every riot started by a white group against black people, we suffered the most casualties. But they suffered casualties also. We were always outnumbered and outgunned. That's the only reason why we lost battle. We always fought back. Martin Luther King figured out that we can't outgun them. So we'll fight them with nonviolence and let the world see what kind of people they are. Because they were always giving this false narrative. See, nothing was filmed. So whatever they did, they could accuse us of starting it. But see, when Martin Luther King started the nonviolence, and they were coming across the Edwin Pettus Bridge, I think that's the name of it, and then the police attacked us, then it was on TV. And then they could not change the narrative and say that we started it. And see, that's what, and then let's move up to Rodney King. When they were just beating the hell out of Rodney King, they would have arrested him or maybe killed him and accused him of trying to escape. Thank God for the cell phone. And you know who invented the cell phone? We invented the cell phone and the internet. Not only that, that white folding chair, a black man invented the folding chairs. I can't think of his name, but a black man invented that folding chair. And that bridge and the port that they were on, that port used to take in slaves. I think the name of that dock or the name of the boat was Harriet Tubman. See, there is historical value in everything that happened. And to me, it was the spirit of our mothers and our grandmothers and grandfathers that gave that young man the strength to swim all the way across that water and get out that water. And I said to myself, well, he's not gonna have any strength left. But the spirit was in him, and he did what he had to do. But the main point I want to make to young people is that we have always fought for our freedom. Always. They have never given us anything. Civil rights, we fought for that. We've always fought. And to say that we didn't fight, I mean, you are insulting my generation, which is the baby boomers. We fought. The baby boomers, we fought nonviolently. And we got the civil rights movement accomplished, and we got voting rights. And it was because of us we got affirmative action, which all these other minorities took advantage of, and we didn't get to take advantage of like we should. Now, you all's job is to fight for reparations. And what you should be doing is supporting what's going on in Africa. See, I already predicted that we're going to get reparations in 2025 or 2027. Because what's going on in Africa is the same thing that's been going on here. We're not slaves, but we're colonized. We are financially colonized. Put us in debt. Put us in debt. And the United States is good at putting us in debt. I made a post talking about how much money the United States wasted giving that $34 billion to Ukraine. But then when I think about it, all the United States does not make anything. It doesn't produce anything. All it does is print money. That's all this country does is print money. And our money is not backed up with gold or silver. It's backed up with the military. The military makes our money good. And what we are, and Europe has been bullies, just total bullies. But I want you all to check this out. Every time we fight back, you're going to get a bunch of white people saying, oh, love, peace, and happiness. Love, peace, and happiness. We should work together. We should come together. You know what? That's that same Jesus narrative they pulled to colonize and enslave people. See, the first thing they did, every time somebody fights them back, the first thing they want to do is run to Jesus and start talking this love, peace, and happiness, and let's live together and let's work together. But guess what? They created white supremacy. So what are you talking about? We will live in peace as soon as they get rid of systemic racism, white supremacy, then there won't be any problem. They said they didn't want to live with it. So we got our own cities. We were doing great. And what did the US government do? Bombed our cities. Bombed Black Wall Street. Then, and before that, they made the movie Birth of a Nation, bad-mouthing us all over the world. The first movie ever made was a racist movie lying on us, and they've been lying on us ever since. So if the people in Africa want to know why they're hated too, they can, the United States, Birth of a Nation, made the movie. Then have the audacity, when we fight back, to say we need to live together. Well, the only people that's stopping us from living together is white people. And I'm glad see, God was behind this situation. Because when the guy went to the boat, I thought he was going to get a gun. But see, God was watching this. And God made sure that we would win this battle, just like God is going to make sure we get reparations and they get karma. Karma. You see, this was a wake-up call for them, and they better pay attention. This was a wake-up call for them. They better pay attention because guess what? The United States is still as powerful and as strong as it ever was. But guess what? The bully's bluff is being called. The bully's bluff is being called. They lost in Niger. They kicked the puppet master out. And they lost over here. And the whole world will see. The whole world will see that video where they attacked an innocent black man doing his job. Doing his job. And the result of it was they got their karma. They got exactly what they deserve. And the people in Africa are going to be inspired by this. People in America, black people in America, they're going to realize, they're going to say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can fight them back. And it's worth it. Hey, you got a choice. You can live on your knees and you can stand up like a man. But I'm going to tell you this. When you allow a bully to dominate you, you're in a losing situation. Because being nice to a bully is not going to stop him from misusing and abusing you. The more you let him take, the more he's going to take. So you may as well stand up to him anyway. Anyway. I saw a little video with Philip Scott talking about this land that had been in this guy's family for I don't know how many years. Talking about he should just, since they bothered him, he should just sell it and leave. No, he shouldn't. No, he should not. He should do exactly what that guard did on that boat. Fight back. Fight back and let your people, and if your people see you fighting back, we're going to bag you up. We've always bagged each other up. We've always bagged each other up. And we have always stood together. But you know but the people who's telling you we don't stand together are the sellouts. It's the sellouts saying that we don't stand together. It's the sellouts. They always say we don't stand together. It's the sellouts that say we don't do this, we don't do that, but they ignore all our past accomplishments. They ignore Black Wall Street being bombed by the United States government. They ignore black people being shot like the Candace Owens. They ignore black people getting shot in the back. And then white people being charged for, instead of being charged for murder, being charged with a lesser charge, manslaughter. And then getting little light sentences. And you know good and well how the judicial system in the United States is. I remember one young black man, when he went to court for something he had done, he told the judge, I want you to try me as a white person. Don't try me like I'm black. Try me like I'm a white person. I want that kind of law. The young man was thinking. Understand this. When you see, understand this. Emmett Till, when they went and picked up Emmett Till, it wasn't just one person. It was a truck full of white men. It was a truck full of white men on a 13, 12-year-old kid. A truck full of them. Rasheem Carter. 3 truckloads of white men, one person. One person. When that security guard was being beat up on the dock A young 16-year-old boy dived in the water. And when he got over there, it would have just been them two against six people. It would have been them two against six people. Don't ever say that black people are scared of white people. Don't ever say that we don't stand up for ourselves. We have been outnumbered, outgunned, and even when we stand up for ourselves, we can't get justice. We can't get justice. And right now, it's a young man going to court right now because he shot a person and he was defending himself. Two white kids attacked him, left, went back and got a gun. What they didn't know was that he had a gun too. So finally, when he came out to defend himself, shot one and shot the other and killed him. And now they got him for attempted murder. And even white folks are saying that he's innocent and he tried to avoid it. White people, God is sending you a message and you're not paying attention. You obviously aren't paying attention. But we will get our reparations. If we don't get it in 2025 and 2027, we're gonna get our reparations, and you're gonna be glad to give them to us. The spirit of our ancestors are awoke, and I can feel them. From Africa to America, Niger kicked out the French, kicked out the United States. France woofing about what they was going to do, but what did they try to do? They tried to get some Nigeria, a sellout president, to attack Niger. And the Senate in Nigeria said, black people said, no, we ain't going to do that. No, we ain't sending our army in to fight to get ripped off. To fight to get ripped off. It ain't happening. And then other countries are joining in with Niger, and they're getting ready to get rid of their puppets too. See, Africa's getting ready to get rid of all of them. And these white puppet leaders that the United States and these other countries have put in place, it's over. It's over. South Africa, their time is up too. Because South Africa is similar to the United States. With the white people having all the money. That's over with too. All that crap's over with. It's a done deal on that. So they can just forget it. And I want to, if you all don't know this, after Martin Luther King was assassinated, we almost burnt this country down. We were burning this country down. We were burning this place down. Don't get it twisted. We always fought back, but we've always been outnumbered, and we've never had the judicial system on our side. But yet and still, we're still here. We're still here. We're still battling, and we're still doing what we do. Now these young people, hey, it's just your turn. But understand this, I got your back. I ain't going nowhere. And I'm letting you know your history and letting you know how you got to be where you are today. You have a legacy to be proud of, to be very proud of. We built this country. And like the cool thing that I want to say, that chair that man was clubbing him with, we built that. We made those folding chairs, just like we made this country. And I want to end by saying this. When I saw what was going on, I started talking to the TV, saying, somebody help him, somebody help him. And then the next thing I know, I saw that young man in the water. And I was like, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it would have been them two against 7 people. But he was going, but that's all it takes. just because I felt like this. Two of them was going, they was going to put some hurting on some people. And when they got, and if it had just been them two, they would have regretted going over there in the first place. Another thing a thing that bothered me was the black police when they threw that black man down, the one with the chair. It wasn't necessary for them to throw him down. So we have to understand this, young people. You can't trust. I'm gonna tell you, millionaire black people, don't trust them because they're worrying about their money and they're not worried about you. They worried about their money. They're not worried about you. And the Bible tells you don't trust a rich man. And Marlon Wayans, I don't know what's wrong with him with this turn the other cheek stuff. Maybe he's trying to get a movie role or something. Because I hear you have to turn the other cheek to get those movie roles. But he opened his mouth at the wrong time because now everybody know his name is Mud. And he's going to have to explain that because this thing is going viral. And when they hear what he's saying, all this love, peace, and happiness stuff, that ain't going to fly. Because I want to reiterate this, every time we fight back, you got some white person getting online somewhere talking about let's love each other. And the reality of the situation, he should be telling white supremacists and white racists, let's love each other. Because if he tells his own people, let's love each other, then there won't be no problem. All we are doing is responding to the BS. Excuse me, I don't like using profanity in any kind of way, but we're just responding to the BS. Don't start no mess, won't be no mess. And I'll tell you something else. They learned our little secret. Anytime we come skipping towards you, you got a problem. Anytime we come skipping towards you, we getting in rhythm to beat some. I don't want to use some profanity, and I don't want to go that way. So I'm gonna say like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.